Hi everybody, I am Pat in the Cardboard Dungeon. Thanks for tuning in today. Today I'm here to tell you that we're going to start doing some coverage here on the Cardboard Dungeon of the Fantasy Flight Star Wars X-Wing game. Now this has been out for a couple of years. It debuted at Gen Con in 2012. So there's several expansions that have been released already for it. Lots of different ships you can buy. There's even a couple of huge ships like the Corellian Corvette and the Rebel Transport. And there's a lot of content online for this game. You can find very good videos showing you how to play, showing you the game being played. So I'm not going to do that with our content on X-Wing. Instead, what I'm going to do is kind of create videos that are going to act as a buyer's guide for these ships. I'm going to show you each ship that I pick up. I may not buy everything. There's some pretty expensive ships out there for the game, but whatever I buy, I'll put a video up online. I'll show you the mini. I'll show you the maneuver dial, the full dial for the ship, and I'll show you all the cards that you get, all the different pilots and the upgrades. So you have a really good idea of everything that you get when you buy one of these expansions. So you can make an informed decision and decide if you want this as part of your X-Wing collection. Now, if you're a huge Star Wars fan like I am, you're probably going to want everything, but if you're like me, you don't just have the cash on hand to buy everything as it comes out, and that's understandable. So you're going to want to pick and choose, and that's what I did. When I decided to jump into the game, I started with 2 of the core sets, so you get 4 TIE fighters and 2 X-Wings, and you get a bunch of extra movement templates and extra dice, which is important because I personally don't feel that one base set of this game gives you enough dice to play the game. But you can buy an extra dice pack too if you don't want to spend the money on 2 core sets. It's a minor issue. But moving on from that, so what I did, I picked up 2 core sets. I picked up the Millennium Falcon because you got to have the Millennium Falcon. It's the coolest. And you get Han Solo and Lando and Chewbacca and those guys to fly it around, so that's great. And then I also got the TIE Advanced, which is Darth Vader's ship, of course, and I picked up a TIE Bomber. And that was my starting allotment for this game, and I'm going to build on it from there as I go. But I felt that that what I picked up was a good way to give me a start. I could play some decent-sized battles. I had a pretty good force on both sides. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. We're not going to talk about anything today except for the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. So let's take a look. So like I said, one of the reasons that I got into this game, aside from being a huge Star Wars fan, is the miniatures. And they're real small, but Fantasy Flight has done an amazing job of just getting the details and the paint jobs and the scale and everything on these ships just perfect. And they really are amazing. They've done a great job with this. Fantasy Flight worked with Lucasfilm to get a lot of behind-the-scenes materials on the ships, and especially their scale. And it really shows. They just, I don't think they could have done a better job with these. I'm very happy. I'm not a painter at all, so I really like that these minis come pre-painted, and they're really nicely painted. They've got ink wash on them and some nice detail work and paint jobs. So yeah, couldn't be happier with what you get out of the game. So there's a close look at the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter we're going to talk about in this video today. Okay, so here we're looking at the full maneuver options for both ships. TIE Fighters are known for their speed and maneuverability, and that's reflected in their dial. They can move up to a range of 5, and they can make their tight turns at a range of 1, which are 2 things that the X-Wing can't do. X-Wings top out at 4 as their highest distance they can travel. They also can't make the tight turns at a distance of 1. So they're a little bit more constrained, but they're still highly maneuverable. X-Wings are light starfighters, but just a little bit heavier than the TIE Fighters. TIE Fighters also have the K-turn, which is that U-turn over on the right-hand side. They can do that at a distance of 3 and 4, where the X-Wing can only do it at a distance of 4, which is pretty important in this game. It lets TIE Fighters turn around a complete 180 degree and stay closer to their targets, whereas the X-Wings have only one distance option to do that. But still, both fighters very maneuverable. These guys can both get around and outmaneuver their enemies pretty well. But TIE fighters, if they get behind you and they can read what you're going to do, you can have a hard time shaking them with their extra turning power and whatnot. So let's look at the X-Wing first. And before we talk about the individual pilots, we're going to look at the stats of the X-Wing, which are all the same, as far as their attack, agility, hull, and shield rating. All X-Wings have an attack of 3. That's that red number. They have an agility of 2. That's how well they dodge attacks. A hull rating of 3, and then they have 2 shields. And that's a big thing that sets the X-Wings apart from the TIE fighters. Their shielding lets them absorb a couple of hits before the hits start going against their hull, which will ultimately destroy them. TIE fighters are unshielded and tend to die a little bit quicker. Then over on the action bar, we see that the X-Wings have the focus action and the target lock. And focus is important because it's going to let you either change all focus results on attack dice into hits, or change all evade or focus results on defense dice rolls into evades. So it gives them good offensive and defensive options. And then target lock makes it easier for them to hit other ships, and also is necessary for firing their torpedoes. So which leads into down below that you see the upgrade bar. All X-Wings can load an astromech droid, as well as one torpedo upgrade. And then some of them, like Luke Skywalker here, can have an elite talent as well to make them a little bit better. So let's look at Luke. He is the best pilot for the X-Wing out of the base set. He's got a piloting skill of 8. He has an ability. When he's attacked, he can change a focus result into an evade, which is really cool. It lets him basically make partial use of the evade or the focus action without actually needing to have the focus token on himself. And he can take an elite talent as well, and he costs 28 points down there in the lower right. That's what it costs to put Luke into your squad. So excellent pilot for the X-Wing, of course, as Luke Skywalker should be. All right, next up we've got Luke's buddy Biggs from Tatooine. He is 5-point piloting skill. He costs 25 points to put in his squad. And he's sort of a sacrificial monkey for his squad mates in this game. As long as he's within a range of 1 of friendly ships, the enemy can't attack those ships if they can target Biggs instead. So he wants them to shoot at him and leave his buddies alone, which is kind of keeping in line with his role in Star Wars. And then he doesn't have the elite talent, but you can put an astromech and torpedo on his ship like every other X-Wing. So those are the 2 unique pilots you get for the X-Wing out of the base game. Next up, we've got some generic pilots here. You can have as many of these guys in the game as you want, whereas the unique guys you can only have 1 of, so no squadron full of Luke Skywalkers. But this guy, Red Squadron pilot, he's a 4 piloting skill, 23 points. These guys don't have any special ability. And then finally, we've got the rookie pilot, the least experienced X-Wing pilot in the game. Piloting skill is 2. 21 points for this guy. And no ability for him, of course. All right, now we'll look at the TIE fighters, and starting with their basic stats, all the same on every TIE fighter. In the base set, you've got an attack of 2, an agility of 3, and 3 hull, and then no shields. TIE fighters have 3 actions available. They've got the focus action, same as the X-Wing. Then in the middle there, they've got a barrel roll, which is a pretty cool little action they can do that lets them slide sideways, left or right, after they've made their move, a distance of 1. And this is real important because it lets them get out of the line of fire if they've flown inadvertently into someone's shooting arc, or it lets them reposition themselves to make an attack. So it just adds to the versatility and maneuverability of the TIE fighters, which is their main advantage. And then also in keeping with that, their last action, the evade action, pretty much just acts as a free evade result when they are rolling defense dice. So you can spend that token to cancel 1 hit. And again, along with their 3 agility dice for defense, it makes them very hard to hit, which is important because they don't have shields, and 1 good hit can destroy it. So this guy, Mauler Mythil, he is the best TIE pilot in the base set of the game. He's got a piloting skill of 7, and he costs 17, and you can put an elite talent on him, but nothing else. And TIE fighters in general, they don't get any elite or any upgrade slots. So aside from this guy, and you'll see one other TIE pilot can have an elite upgrade. They don't get torpedoes or missiles or any of that other stuff that some of the other ships can carry. And this guy has an ability. When he is at range of 1, he gets to roll an additional attack die. And this is a super fantastic ability because normally you roll an extra attack die at range 1. So that means that he gets to roll 2 extra dice when he is at range 1, making his attack 4, which is higher than even an X-Wing. So you always want to get in close, and with the TIE Fighter's super maneuverability, that's not too difficult to do. And this guy costs 17 points. So right away you can see that TIE Fighters, even the best TIE pilot, he is still much less expensive than the X-Wings. 28 points was what Luke Skywalker cost, so he is 11 points cheaper than the best X-Wing pilot. So that's what you want to do with the TIE Fighters, is get a whole bunch of them in your squadron and overwhelm the opponent with numbers. Alright, so next up we'll look at the next unique TIE pilot. We've got Dark Curse. This guy's got a piloting skill of 6. He costs 16 points. And when he is being attacked, the attacking ships can't spend focus tokens to reroll their, or to turn their focus icons into hits, and they can't reroll their attack dice. So fantastic ability that makes him extremely difficult to damage by limiting his opponent's options. Alright, next we've got Night Beast. He's a piloting skill of 5, and whenever he makes a green maneuver, which is one of the easy maneuvers you can make, they're green on the dial, he gets to put a focus action token on himself for free, so he additionally gets to take his regular action as well, so he can have that focus on him and an evade token, or he can barrel roll after that. So that's pretty nice as well. And he's 15 points. Alright, now we're going to get into the generic TIE pilots. Black Squadron pilot here. He's the other pilot that gets an elite talent upgrade slot. He's got a piloting skill of 4, and he's 14 points. No special ability on this guy. And you get 2 of them. You get 2 of each of these elite, or each of these generic guys in the base set. Next up we have Obsidian Squadron pilot. He's a 3 piloting skill, 13 points. And 2 of those. And then finally, you get 2 of these guys too. The worst pilot out of the base set, skill of 1. The Academy pilot, 12 points. So nothing else to say about this guy. No special ability. Piloting skill is important in this game, of course, because the higher your number, you get to reveal your maneuver last, so you're going to know what everybody else does before you move, or when you move. And you get to attack first. So with a piloting skill of 1, everybody knows exactly where this guy is going before they move, as well as he gets to shoot last, generally, which means he might not even be there anymore if he flew into somebody's range. But for 12 points, these guys are basically cannon fodder anyway. Okay, and lastly, we're going to take a look at the upgrade cards that come in the core set. Now, we're going to start with the Elite Talent upgrades, which out of the core set, Luke can take, as well as a couple of the TIE pilots. Here's Determination. This one is pretty cool. If you get a critical hit, which is a face-up damage card that has the pilot trait, you discard it without resolving its effect. Definitely useful to have, especially on the TIE fighters that have no shields to soak up critical hits. Next up we have Marksmanship. This is used as an action, and when you make an attack, you can change one of your focus results to a critical hit and the rest of your focus results to hits. So this is kind of like an upgraded focus action. Normal focus action just lets you change all focus results on your attack dice into hits. This one gives you that 1 critical as well as the rest hits, so that's highly useful. Alright, now we're going to look at the 2 astromech droids that you get in the base set here. These can go on X-Wings only out of the base set. You can put them in Y-Wings, and I'm sure that there will be some other starfighters later on that you can load up with an astromech. But here's R2-F2, and this guy lets you use it as an action to increase your agility value by 1 until the end of the round. Pretty useful on an X-Wing because they've got a lower agility. It brings them up in line with the TIE fighters, rolling 3 defense dice when they're attacked. So not a bad action. And then we've got R2-D2, who of course is as amazing as he should be. If you execute a green maneuver with your X-Wing, or whatever ship he's on, you can recover 1 shield. You can't go past your shield value, of course, but highly, highly useful ability for keeping whatever starfighter R2 is riding in alive as long as possible. Definitely, I think, one of the best upgrades out of this base set. And then lastly, we've got the proton torpedoes. These can only go in the X-Wing out of the base set, and it's a one-shot use attack. You've got to have a target lock, and your target has to be at range 2 or 3. But you roll 4 attack dice, and then you get to change 1 focus result to a critical hit. So it's definitely a good attack to have. You want to save these for high-value targets, of course, or for you when you have a really good chance of just dealing max damage. But proton torpedoes, kind of the basic one-shot weapon in the game. A lot of the expansions that have come out since have brought more effective one-shot use weapons, but the proton torpedo is a good basic option for dealing extra damage. Okay, so there you have it. That is our look at the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter out of the base box set of X-Wing miniatures game. Hope this was useful for you. Let us know in the comments, and we will keep bringing these videos out as long as we keep buying the stuff for the game. Thanks for watching, everybody.